Well, good morning, folks. Finally got to update swing trade notes. Last week we didn't do much, just let our stops run. Got taken out of a couple of our short plays, or at least the runners that we had left on them. So, it looks to me, let's, of course, please review our disclosures at the end of the presentation. Okay, by the way, it's Shooter. And if I didn't say good morning, I'll say it again. We're still waking up. Let's jump right into this. Now, I want to grind down a little bit actually in Motivate this morning, then I'll get to the article. We're really pushing here on GBTC, considering how Bitcoin is waning. We got an inside week last week, but GBTC is still doing a decent job to run here. So, we really, I'd say our 3 and 4 is in because it's not resetting. So we're pushing for our 5 now at 32.93. I'm probably going to start taking some partials around 32.50. And then I'm going to wait and sort of see where this back test goes on our 4. And I'm going to roll into some micro Bitcoin futures just so I could scale there. I want a little more upside, with the spread being 8% here between GBTC and spot. So that's sort of my thought. Okay, let's start off with gold here. We are seeing a ceasefire in the Ukraine and talks on Russia and, let me rephrase that. I didn't say that correct. We've seen a ceasefire in Israel. Too much stuff going on. My mind's having a hard time. And we're seeing talks on ending the Ukrainian war with, Russia, of course. And they're talking about keeping NATO out of the Ukraine. Now, I understand why the U.S. wants NATO there, and I also understand why Russia doesn't want them on their borders. But we're starting to see that buzz in the news, or at least I was seeing this weekend. I didn't really watch much news last week. So I'm going to say hold your gold positions because we still got a decent bid here. And we're holding up well, that's for sure. All right, now oil, we're on a cliff here. So bottom line is Asia is slowing, and the inflows of money that China has put in have failed to stimulate that. So I think we have the potential of a downside in oil. And I was unable to find my old chart, but when we had our negative figures on oil, I had a count that was way the heck down there. And this was basically this high here would have been our second drive to a top. And then we had another low that could potentially take oil down to this level. And I don't know that we have the catalyst like we had back then to get there, but this is a cliff right here. We get below this $60, there is no support down here, none. Down to about $30. So if market conditions, global market supply conditions, we keep building supply, then we could see a flush in oil, I think. So I would probably trim my oil positions a little bit here, or I would probably take on some covered calls just to insulate just a little bit until we decide. We get down to that $60 figure. If we get down there, we didn't see a big push down in XOM or Oxy or Chevron, et cetera, et cetera. So, at this point, it's not hitting the supply lines. Everybody just thinks we're in this flag, I think, except for those that are looking at Elliott Wave. But that's my thought on oil. All right, the dollar is pushing towards that 102. Now, this is an extremely aggressive tailwind for equities now. We break below this 200-day, that takes all of the pressure off the multinationals by the time we get down to 102. Now, it doesn't mean the pressure's not back on when we get this push, because realize that push we could turn into a ending diagonal here, and our 4 push way the heck up to 105, and then we see that pressure come back on. So, but right now it does not look like RSI is going to confirm, so this appears to be our low, at least from that look at the moment, but that doesn't mean that won't change after this manifests. All right, looking at TLT, we came in shallow. My count was 92.64. We were at 91 and change, I think. And we should be heading back towards our 83 on TLT. Now, big earnings week. Let me just go through the ones that I like. I like Crowd. I like Snow, CRM, ZS, Marvel, Workday, Ulta, Intuit, Okta, and Pinduoduo. Did I say that correct? I don't know. I'm not going to try that again. I'm smiling. All right. So now I did not have a plan to trade earnings but I do like Crowd and Workday stay at the close. So what I'm probably going to do is after the close, I'm probably going to trade those with some cash positions. on the long side. If earnings are positive, see if I can catch a couple bucks on each of those. So that's sort of my thought. I also like, a couple of the retail names here, towards the end of the week, Academy and Big Lots. Marvel also has, my interest on Thursday. So, I have to digest that a little bit, but that's, I definitely think I'm going to jump in on Tuesday and take those after the close a little bit. Now, pins, we're a little mixed bag here now. I don't like the count. This is our A, this is our B, and our C is way the heck down here at 27. However, as I printed this morning, we're at 393, and that looks like a flag to me. So we break below this 8-day, I'm covering. I'm going to add some 2-week out $32 calls just to see if I can catch this 8-day up around 32.50 and try and get even on this thing. Because now, I'm actually up from the first half of the trade, but here I'm a little bit in the red this morning, and I think we get a push, then we break down if we're going to break down. So that's my thought. I'll post in chat, what I, where I'm at, what I have, et cetera, et cetera. Now taking a look at Nvidia. Now I like this short here. I put this out, I don't know, a week and a half ago, before I headed away on the holidays. We were looking at picking up some covered calls around 492. We overshot that a little bit. Now we're breaking down, and now we have a breakdown look to that. So maybe targeting that 435. Now I'm going right in the money, just in the money, like 475 puts. Going to do the monthlies 2 months out, and rinse and repeat. That's my plan here for that. I'll post that in chat as well. Now that's rare chat, of course. So, by the way, I would suggest we have that Black Friday promo that you can still get in on today. Any of you who aren't in there, to be very candid, if you can't pay for the subscription in the first month you're with us, you're not following the plan. I'm just going to be very candid there. So looking at the S&P, very bullish look here. We got a little rejection at the October 2012 resistance line at 459. We did not put in a new high. I do expect a little bit of profit taking Monday and Tuesday, this morning and tomorrow. But then I expect us to continue to move. Now, the only thing that I noted on the SPY was we have a gap down at 441.33. So be very candid, I'd rather it fill that. So I'm going to wait and see sort of how the market, I'd love to get it flush back to the gap and then take something long off of that. That would be a little more my type of trade, would be a little more euphoric. Now, on the NASDAQ, we put in a higher high, not an all-time high. Okay. So I would expect us to back test this 8-day and continue up to the upside. Now, the difficulty with this look for me is this looks like a broadening clear, what I don't have drawn here, but like a megaphone where we broaden, so we could push up here and then we can come all the way the heck back down here. So I want to keep tabs on that. Of course, we'll post any thoughts in chat. Just a sea of red this morning in crypto, except for GBTC. Wow. Now realize our spread on GBTC is down at 8% now. So, like I started off with the conversation, my thought is I want to move towards micro Bitcoin futures, and I'm going to probably do January 25s. I'm going to go way the heck out, just because I'm pretty sure we're in this uptrend. So, all right. So on Bitcoin, we got this trend support channel. I think it's 35,600. So close on the weekly below that. Then we're going to probably back test the 50-day and break down. Now, this is quite typical of Bitcoin to do this roll bound, and likes to do nearly a round trip, most likely 70%. So if we break down, we're going to break down. That's just, historically, that's what it likes to do. All right, looking at that GBTC chart again, just to pop it up, we're looking for that 32.93. Ethereum, we're at the breakout line now, right there. So whether or not we're going to continue, we did get a higher high, just slightly. And down part about that is RSI. We actually did get a higher high in RSI, so that's good. So maybe that one more high on our intermediate wave 3, and then we back test the breakout line again, and then maybe we get a launch and get up out of here. So now XRP, the count is flipping back and forth here. So, I'm continuing to scale. So that's what we have for this week, folks. Great trading. Until next time.